Deacon Nina here with our next installment of Prayer Lab Minute on the Road. And I'm here today with Dennis Sanders. Dennis is our communications manager at Faith, but you're so much more than that, Dennis. Tell us a little bit about what else you are.
Well, we're at Roseville Lutheran Church. I'm also a pastor. I'm ordained in the Christian Church Disciples of Christ, and I'm pastor of First Christian Church of St. Paul. And we've been meeting here at Roseville Lutheran Church.
So, Dennis, I know you have a unique practice you like to do for prayer. Would you tell us a little bit about what it is that you like to do for prayer?
Yeah, what I like to do for prayer is basically to listen to podcasts. And there's kind of a method to the madness here.
Yeah, let us in.
So about maybe 15 years ago or so, I was diagnosed with Asperger's, which is kind of on the autism spectrum. Mm-hmm. And then a few years ago, I was also diagnosed with ADHD, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Mm-hmm. And usually those two things are comorbid, so they kind of come together for many people. So what that means for me is that it's really hard for me to focus on things. So I've always kind of joked that there are always these people that I've sat in silence for 40 minutes and was able to really commune with God. And it's like, that 2 minutes, and I'm kind of like,
twitchy.
Did I leave the light on? Or I wanted to find something that could help me in spending time with God, where I could actually kind of have some time of focusing, but it didn't require me to just have to sit still. And so I started to look at podcasts. And one of the first ones that I did was one that's called Pray As You Go. It's about a 15, 20-minute podcast where there is song, there's kind of time for reflection, and there's the reading of scripture. And so usually at the end of the day, I would kind of, while my husband is asleep, I would kind of put on my earpods and listen.
Yeah.
And that would be a way of kind of focusing in on what was the scripture saying. And it's not perfect. I'm still at times will wander, my mind will wander off on something, but it was a way of kind of focusing in and really, I think, helpful in helping me actually be able to spend time with God.
And I love that you sort of experimented with something that works for you. And it sounds like having just that thing to listen to gave you something to center on besides just your own trying to stay still.
Exactly.
Or trying to stay quiet.
Mm-hmm. Years ago, the Presbyterians had this podcast. I would come and find a place either to sit down or sometimes I would even just walk. Yeah. But it was a time to really, on that day, to just focus and hear that story. This was the way that I felt like I could connect with that story and connect with God in that time.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I love that you can do it, like you mentioned, you first started doing it headphones, at night. I mean, I can just imagine, chilled out in the darkness. But also you can take it for a walk or when you're in an airport traveling or, you name it, right? That it's a mobile tool to help you in that connection.
Yeah, because you can kind of take it anywhere. Early on, years ago, when I was still a kid and trying to do things like devotions, it was always hard, and I felt I can't do this, and this was a way that I could.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to share or say?
Yeah, I would say find something that works for you. There are lots of different podcasts out there. There might be different apps. For someone that is on the spectrum, is to know that, again, there are ways that you can commune with God. It may not be the way that everyone else has communed, but we're kind of different people anyway. And find, again, that God has made us differently. Mm-hmm. And so find the way that you feel that God can allow you to commune with God. And know that God is okay with how you are working this out and how you are trying to figure things out.
Thank you, Dennis. I think your story is I'm so grateful for you for sharing your story because I think it will really connect with people and give us some things to experiment with. I may be coming to your headphones next.